Hey, what's up, everyone? Welcome back to the channel. Today, I'm getting to another one of your sponsored requests. This was actually supposed to be uploaded last night, but I kind of ran out of energy and fell asleep. So, my apologies to anybody who was waiting, and especially to our buddy CB slash Bad Cowboy. Thank you for the request. This is his request for Eyes Closed from Jisoo and Zayn. I already did the reaction earlier, or I guess technically it'll be at the same time. So if you haven't checked it out, feel free to do that. This is the breakdown where I will talk a little bit more about things I see in the video, lyrics that I want to talk about, that kind of thing. So let's go check it out. All right, so as usual, I've got lyrics pulled up over here, even though the song is in English. I suspected it would be, um, because I don't think he speaks Korean at all. I could be wrong. I don't know his personal life, but I know he's an English performer, and Jisoo has shown the ability to sing in English quite well. So at worst, I thought it might be his English and her, kind of mixing English and Korean, but it's all English. But I've got the lyrics pulled up so that we can kind of look at them all at once. All right, so we're in space in this video, and there's not going to actually be a ton to talk about in the video. So this is one of the things that I do want to focus on. Is I wasn't sure why we're in space, but as we go through the video and we find out the message of this song, and I'm not going to spoil it if you didn't already watch the reaction, but we're going to find out that this is, in a way, it's about exploration. And so there's very few ways of showing exploration more effectively than something out in space. So I actually appreciate this visual metaphor a little bit more after the fact. Time is standing still and I don't wanna leave your lips. She's like in a cryopod or whatever. Tracing my body with your fingertips. Looking like a goddess alien out here. I know what you're feeling and I know you wanna say it. And then there's him too. Oh, that actually, I didn't notice this in the reaction. Obviously I saw their IDs, but I did not see that it actually said like cryo sleep chamber, and interstellar personnel identification, all that. Right there is something I mentioned in the reaction video towards the end of it, is her English has improved so much. And it shocks me that her English in this song is better than his, especially right here. Like, I know he's trying to be emotional, but he, don't get me wrong, his enunciation comes through clearer as we go. But this part right here, specifically this line, just sounds like he's mumbling. And I know he's trying to convey emotion. It doesn't work. It sounds like he's like almost like bubbling in the front of his mouth. I was gonna try and replicate it, but I'm gonna sound like I'm having a stroke, so I'm not gonna bother. Even that line right there, you can tell just how much better her English has gotten. Not because of the curse word, but listen to how much clearer her voice is here. Okay, so lyrically we have time is standing still, I don't want to leave your lips, tracing my body with your fingertips. So we're setting the scene with this this intimate encounter. I know what you're feeling, I know you want to say it, I do too, but we got to be patient. So a lot of times I'm guilty of this. I don't know if you guys are, so I guess I'm speaking from my own point of view. Is when you feel a connection with someone, whether it be physical, emotional, especially emotional, and you're, in very close proximity to each other, even if you haven't known them very long, you might feel the tendency to say the words "I love you" much quicker than you should, right? Like, yeah, you might think you mean them, but maybe you shouldn't say them right away. And it's mentioning, we got to be patient. We shouldn't confess those types of feelings unless we really mean them, and we should explore that. Um, Next part, because someone like me and someone like you really shouldn't work. Yeah, the history is proof, meaning we've all got a past. And if we focus on that past, my past, your past, you know, maybe we're not as compatible as we hope we are. But damned if I don't, damned if I do. By now we've seen it all, so we've all been through shit, right? Uh, and then the chorus is gonna said, "Oh, we should fall in love with our eyes closed. Better if we keep it where we don't know the beds we've been in, the names and the faces of who we were with. And oh, ain't nobody perfect. It's all good. The past can't hurt us if we don't look. Let's let it go. Better if we fall in love with our eyes closed." So the chorus in this song is actually the true message, which is, again, we all have a past, and a lot of times when you first connect with somebody, and maybe even as like the more you connect with them, the more you would be hurt by knowing what they've done before. You know, we see all this conversation on social media about, girls' body counts, guys' body counts, and like, how many times has this person cheated on someone? And yes, it's important to know if they've cheated, because, you don't want to get hurt. But also, you shouldn't focus on a body count, at least not if you're trying to be with them, because all that's going to do is create jealousy, create uh, fear in a sense that they might cheat on you, like all that stuff. Those are things that you want to explore before you commit to someone rather than as you're committing. So in this case, think of talking about the line about the eyes closed part. Think of just when you're going to kiss someone. If someone kisses you with their eyes open, it first off, it doesn't feel as deep, right? But second off, it makes you wonder if they're hiding something. Just subconsciously. You might not say it out loud, but you sense something is off if their eyes are open during a kiss. But if their eyes are closed, your eyes are closed, it's a sense of trust and jumping in, right? Like you're losing yourself in that moment. You don't care what else is around. You're present solely with that person. And again, it's about that trust. If your eyes are closed, you can't see what's going on, but you feel and you intuit. So it's the same kind of metaphor here with falling in love with our eyes closed. Let's be present with each other right here. Let's trust. You may have fucked up in your past. I might have messed up, but let's try to move past that and just be with each other. And they mention, the beds we've been in, the names and faces of who we were with. They might have a lot. They might have one or two. And those one or two might have been really deep connections. And either side of that, either really deep connections or really like high quantities of connections, both can, create feelings of distrust or fear and whatever. So again, it's, jumping into a new love, trust, focusing on that love, and not just moving on from the past, but not focusing on their past either. So yeah, that's pretty much, like I said, that's pretty much the whole message. But we'll let the song play, of course. But also here in the video, you see that in space, there's like this, on this ship, there's a little bit of gravity. So like he's not free floating, but some of the thing, like there's very little holding him down. And I feel like this is also a visual metaphor because uh, it's like choosing to trust is like finding that little bit of gravity that can hold you down as you jump into this relationship. Like everything else is not solid, but again, you're choosing that trust and that to jump into that love as something that can anchor you.
We should fall in love with our eyes closed. Better if we keep it when we don't know the best we've been in, the names and the faces of who we were with. And oh, ain't nobody perfect, but it's all good. The past can't hurt us if we don't look. Let's let it go. Better if we fall in love with our eyes closed. I got tunnel vision every second, let you with me.
So that line, I got tunnel vision every second that you're with me, is exactly what I was just talking about. Choosing to focus solely on that person, not the past, not anything else going around, not other people, just being present.
No, I don't care what anybody says, just kiss me. Cause you look like trouble, but it could be good. I've been the same kind of misunderstood.
We've all got that past.
Conscious, it ain't nothing new.
Oh, I was trying to catch the line. It said, "Whatever you've done, trust it ain't nothing new." I thought it was gonna talk about trust, but it's just saying trust, as in like trust me, like whatever you've done, what many people have done it. Like you're not gonna shock me.
You know by now we've seen it all. Say, oh, we should fall in love with our eyes closed. Better if we keep it where we don't know the best we've been in, the names and the faces of who we were with. And oh, ain't nobody perfect, but it's all good. The past can't hurt us if we don't look. Let's let it go. Better if we fall in love with our eyes closed.
And now we start getting into some advertisement. All right, we got the little Android guy, except he's metallic instead of green. But if you got an Android phone, this is your mascot.
Someone like me and someone like you really shouldn't work. Yeah, the history is proof.
Now we're getting little Google Gemini ad here. Little product demonstration.
Damn if I don't, damn if I do. You know by now we've seen it all. Say, oh, we should fall in love.
I love that where the music fades out. It's a popular music production tool, but I really enjoy it if it's done well, which it usually is. You have a build up, and then the instrumentation drops out, and we focus on the vocals stripped down and or maybe just completely a cappella, and then the music comes back in much more grandiose.
With our eyes closed. Better if we keep it where we don't know the best we've been in, the names and the faces of who we were with. And oh, ain't nobody perfect, but it's all good. The past can't hurt us if we don't look. Let's
Also, I noticed this specific shot in the first playthrough in the reaction video. Why is this shot notable for me? Because of how respectful he is. Like, look how close they are, and they're communicating a love song and a close chemistry tie. But his hand over here, not even just around the shoulder, not like, barely grazing her. Like, no. He's got the arm completely on her, but the hand off of her. Like, shout out to Zayn for proper I don't want to call it affection, but display, I guess, on how to treat your female artists. that you're not in a relationship with in these type of songs.
Let it go, better if we fall in love with our eyes closed.
So like even right there, that scene right there where he's supposed, like where they're both supposed to be kind of consumed with each other's essence, he's got his head intimately placed in the crook of her neck, but if you look close enough, he's not even actually touching her at all. Maybe his ear is touching hers, but he's like leaned over her but not on her. Those are just little touches that, you know, as especially as foreign artist fans, we appreciate. You know, a lot of collaborations, you might be concerned not just for the females, the guys too, but it's especially prevalent with the females. Like, men from other cultures may not know initially how to respect those boundaries, but Zayn has done a great job, at least in the video, and I'm sure that, you know, they probably talked about it, but maybe he just intuitively knew, you know, how to shoot a video like this.
With our eyes closed.
Alright guys, that was Jisoo from Blackpink and Zayn from, I'm assuming, formerly One Direction, with Eyes Closed. And yeah, beautiful song. Like I said, the chorus really contains the full message of this one. Not only did I enjoy it, but in some ways it resonated with me. Not from the standpoint of meeting someone who might have a colored past, but just from the standpoint of, you know, someone who has been in relationships and has, you know, maybe been a little worried about that person's past. Like, you know, would what happened before happen again? Did anything happen before in the first place? You know, those are the kinds of questions that, if you care about them, you communicate that before you get deep into a relationship, because otherwise those questions are going to make you question everything, and it's going to ruin the relationship and your ability to trust. So again, if that part of the song resonated with you and you're about to enter a relationship, make sure you talk about that stuff up front. You don't want to set yourself up for potential feelings of mistrust, hurt, anger, betrayal, any of that later. So yeah, but from this song, not only does it have that ability to make you, you know, think and maybe even heal before you're hurt, but it also is just a really nice love ballad song. So I hope you guys enjoyed. Let me know what you thought. If you enjoyed this one, please like, share, subscribe, hit the bell to enable your notifications. Once again, shout out to CB or Bad Cowboy for the request, and shout out to our Patreons. Thank you guys for all your support. If you want to get a request done like CB did, there are two ways to do that. You can either become a paid subscriber on Patreon. Those people get access to things I can't put here on the channel, and they also get the guaranteed requests sent to the top of the queue every month. If you don't want Patreon benefits, the second way you can do it is you can open up the description of this video. There is a link to PayPal and instructions on how to use it there. So thanks for checking this out. I will catch you for the next one. Take care, everybody.